Hi, chemistry class. I wanted to include one more, a little bit more complicated example of determining percent yield with today's assignment. The one in the long video was fairly straightforward. So here I've given you a new reaction, just the formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen gas. I've mixed up the number of moles that we've put in a container. Okay, so I'm saying 8 moles of hydrogen with 2 moles of oxygen, and at equilibrium we see 3.2 moles of water. We need to determine the percent yield. Okay, so the percent yield, again, it's equilibrium amount or concentration, but we're dealing with amounts right now. We will get to concentration later, and we'll use it a whole bunch over the maximum. Okay, so the equilibrium amount is 3.2. We know that. Finding the maximum amount, I think, is what will give some of us a little bit of difficulty. I don't want to belabor this with too much talk or too many calculations here, because it's usually pretty straightforward. We need to identify the limiting reagent, okay? And that shouldn't be too bad. I got 8 moles of hydrogen. 2 moles react for every 1 mole of oxygen. So if all 8 moles of hydrogen react, ask yourself how much oxygen would have to react. Okay, there's half as much oxygen as hydrogen. So if all 8 moles react, that would be 4 moles of oxygen. We don't have 4 moles of oxygen. We only have 2. So what we're going to notice here, this is the limiting reagent. This stuff would run out. So if all of the oxygen reacts, that'll tell us how much we could possibly get of water. That'll tell us the maximum amount of water. I'm going to repeat that. We have way more hydrogen than oxygen. All of the hydrogen can't react. So we're going to look at oxygen. The maximum amount of water produced will occur when all of the oxygen reacts. It is the limiting reagent. Okay? So if we assume that 2 moles of oxygen react, that'll tell us the maximum amount of water. Okay? We just use stoich here. 2 moles of oxygen times the molar ratio, which would be 2 over 1. So the maximum amount of water we could possibly get here would be 4 moles of water. Okay? And again, we ignore the hydrogen because there's excess. It can't all react. The water could conceivably all react. If it did, that would tell us the maximum amount of water. So that's what we divide by here. Okay, I don't need that. That's 80%. I hope that helps.